My name is Dara Newsome.
My name is Hughes.
And my name is Conor Bradshaw.
And this is our project, SPECS, a wearable smart device for dementia patients.
Through our research, we found that the biggest challenge for dementia patients, as well as their carers, was the fear, paranoia and anxiety caused by not being able to recognize the people and their surroundings. To solve these issues, we devised the system SPECS, which stands for Specialized Personal External Care System.
SPECS has two main configurations, audio and visual. The configurations both work in that they recognize the person in front of the user, so using machine learning and computer vision software. When they've identified the person, they then relay the identity and that relation to the user back to the user, either visually or audibly, depending on the configuration. The audio configuration works using a bone conductor device that's placed generally above the jaw, and this allows the user to actually hear a reassuring, calming voice saying, for example, "This is John, your son." The audio configuration then works by digitally displaying the name in relation to the user on a OLED display that's then projected, mirrored, and then once again projected onto a small transparent acrylic piece found in front of the user's eye. Both of the configurations work using a small Raspberry Pi Zero that's both lightweight, cheap, and relatively accessible for the common user.
To help make SPECS more user-friendly, we developed an app to go alongside the system. This app has various uses such as power management and adding and editing users inside the system itself. Originally we used a command line, but we found this was quite difficult to use for people who had no experience with technology. So we tried to make it as user-friendly as possible, and the app is easy to use, regardless of your experience.
SPECS is constantly being refined and improved. We're making constant adaptations to improve and reduce the size, the price, the efficiency, and the ergonomics for the end user. Since we started SPECS, we've been able to have about 4 generations of SPECS. Our most recent one, actually, we were lucky enough to represent Ireland at ISEF 2021 and the Global Youth Science Technology Bowl in Hong Kong.
The advantages of SPECS is its cost effectiveness. It was made with affordability in mind so that anyone with dementia would be able to purchase it. Compared to other competitors like Google Glass and Microsoft HoloLens, it's the only purely medical use smart glasses device.
To get feedback on our project, we conducted multiple surveys with both people with dementia as well as people who work with them, such as workers or researchers. All of our surveys gave very positive feedback, with the vast majority of people saying they were either consider using SPECS or use SPECS. We also spoke to the consultant neurologist at the Bonsinkers Hospital, as well as the director of the Alzheimer's Society of Ireland, and they both agree with our hypothesis that SPECS would work well with people with mild to mid stages of dementia.
Thanks so much for taking the time to check out our project.